What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, former President Donald Trump is still whining about the 2020 presidential election, okay? He's still whining about it, still saying that the election was stolen from him, and that at the end of the day, he should be either reinstated as president or there should be a do-over of the 2020 presidential election. So, what's the reason behind this? Well, Mark Zuckerberg admitted recently on Joe Rogan's podcast that he did, because he's the owner, founder of Facebook. They did try to tone down on misleading, or what they considered misleading information or fraudulent information. So he said in the last few weeks of the 2020 presidential election, there was a toning down of dissemination of unsubstantiated talk in regards to Hunter Biden, the laptop, and what was on there, and just talk of it. Trump interprets that as, hey, they were all conspiring against me. That's proof. These are evil people trying to steal the election from me, and I should be reinstated as president. That's what he said on True Social. He should be reinstated as president. I don't want to read the entire rantings. It makes me have a headache, but basically, the world is against him, and he was unfairly deposed. And since he doesn't respect the popular votes of people who vote against him, it should be a do-over until he wins. That's pretty much what I interpret from his bullshit. First of all, I know he doesn't respect the Constitution, but we have laws set in place that requires that the president's election be every 4 years on the Tuesday following the first Monday in November, every 4 years, and all 50 states plus the District of Columbia hold a simultaneous election for president on the same day. I believe this became the law sometime during the 1840s, because prior to that, the president's election wasn't held on the same day throughout the country. It wasn't. It might be on Tuesday in Alabama, or, Kentucky, or some other states, but it might be Wednesday in other states, Thursday in other states, maybe Friday on another couple states. So I think, if I remember correctly, sometime in the 1840s, it was a constitution, amendment to the Constitution passed. Within it, it required that the election for president be simultaneously in all states. So there's not going to be any do-over. And you're not a dictator. Okay, you weren't appointed, you were elected. All right? You were elected. Now, I know we can all have a conversation about the fairness of our elections, and the choices, I do agree, are selected. We don't have a fair choice. But he was elected in 2016, even though people talked about how he did, even though Democrats were crying then about how he didn't win the popular vote. I said, no, that doesn't constitute the president. It's the Electoral College. Well, guess what? Biden won the Electoral College in 2020. Respect the process, motherfucker. Okay? Stop whining. If it's destined for you to win again, you're going to win in 2024. If you don't, you don't. You'll just be a one-termer. You'll be a Jimmy Carter. You'll be a George H.W. Bush. It is what it is. It burns you that you lost to him. It burns Trump that he lost to a man who has the mental capacity of, an old folks home patient. It burns him. But, it is what it is, man. You got yourself to blame for that, Mr. Trump. Okay? You denied an ongoing pandemic. The economy was in the absolute shitter. I'm surprised the election was as close as it was. But you lost. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. By the way, I want to add this on to this video. I don't know if Trump is thinking that by talking about the 2020 election that he's somehow aiding the cause of candidates, Trump-backed candidates throughout the nation. But in reality, all you're really doing is alienating most, if not all, of independent voters even thinking about voting for you, who are going to determine this election. One of the more troubling developments is that as the abortion issues start taking over this midterm election campaign, obviously independents are turning against Republicans. So I don't know why Trump, but then again, he's such a narcissist. You're reminding people by saying this why they don't like you. And this is one of the things I told you several months ago when I said don't count your chickens before they're hatched, when a lot of people were saying that Biden was toast. Because a lot of the reasons, one of the reasons why Biden's poll numbers were going down is because the focus was on him and things were going terrible. The economy was in the sewer. It's still not doing great. Gas prices were spiking. Ukraine was a drag on the American people. They're looking at, hey, we need some help financially. And we're seeing you give help to migrants coming over here, or you're giving help to a war over in Ukraine that has nothing to really fucking do with American people, at least they think. So a lot of this shit was dragging Biden's numbers down. But now with the reintroduction of Trump, who had been invisible for a while, then, with that plus the fact that the investigation into espionage, potential treason with Trump, he's saying this dumb shit again. And another thing that people got to pay attention to is, guess what else has receded from the spotlight? COVID. I think it's even safe to say it now. COVID. It's still there, still a menace, but it's not dominating the news cycle anymore. So these are all things that are slowly but surely helping Biden and hurting the opposition. And it's not about certain real traditional issues anymore, pocketbook issues, the way government works. It's all culture wars. And the culture war right now, amazingly, is being won slightly by the Democrats. So that's all I got to say in this one. Tell me what you guys think.